We want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is on June 27th, 2026. Lil Durk was targeted inside a jail after new evidence in his case proves his guilt. The news wrote, Lil Durk was targeted when going back into his jail cell block. Rumors are saying inmates heard about his new charges, so they try to raid his jail cell for commissary food and clothing before Durk gets moved cell blocks. This resulted in LOL Durk going into solitary confinement because there was a specific item that the inmates were looking for. They got Lil Durk in a hole for basically some BS. And right now we're going to show the paperwork. They saying that he was caught with him a cell phone, and basically that's not true. They trying to keep him in a hole. Do a lot of things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever, but they try and make a point because they saying that me and him is privilege, and we got so many things going on, and it's a lot of BS. Lil Durk was targeted inside a jail because with a list of new charges being added to his name, he's now considered a high-security inmate, meaning he's going to be moved into a new cell block. So, inmates tried to take a supposed cell phone that was hidden in his jail cell before he left. This resulted in rappers reacting. I do not like what I'm hearing about Durk's case-free smirk. Sometimes it be your own guys who turn on you because with the help of another snitch in the F camp. The feds now put several new charges on LOL Durk, which will change the case forever. To understand his new prison sentence and the new charges against him, it begins when the news wrote the original LOL Durk indictment was M for hire. 3 rewrites later. It's a racketeering enterprise with allegations back to 2019, and the 2 men accused of supplying the firearms are now suddenly off of the case. 7 weeks before trial, guy locked up for 2 years, and the government basically says, you know what? For hire. Forget about that case. Let's do a new case. Racketeering. These new racketeering. Charges tell you everything about where this case stands. For 2 years, you've heard that this is a very simple, straightforward, open and shut. We got all the evidence. His friend, he paid people to go them. Well, that theory is now being broadly expanded. So that the idea that this is for hire, no. The feds say throw that out. It's an aid of racketeering. Because actually as a subset of criminals and gangsters, and they're all involved in all these where Durk pulled the trigger in 2019. There's a where Durk paid for it in 2022. There's another one in 2021. There's with the help of more snitches and F. The prosecutors were able to turn it into a racketeering case instead of an M for hire. Lil Durk was actually going to win the case if it went to trial just for M for hire. If you had an open and shut for hire case for 2022, why is it that weeks before you're about to go to trial and cooked you're adding racketeering charges and in different states from 3 different years and calling this the Banks Gang enterprise? Look, I get why you're doing it. They're doing it because they need to get all this other evidence in before the jury so that the jury can say, oh yeah, this is a bad guy. Let's cook this guy. And whether any of that evidence has any weight, whether any of that evidence has any truth, here's the truth. The fact that they need it, the fact that they're trying to go get it tells you that this higher case built on cooperators was not as strong as they were telling you. Just 1 week prior to the new charges being added, Lil Durk had so much confidence about winning the case. He even called his friends saying that he's coming home. But pay attention to those in the background of the video clip. I got you on speaker. I got I right here. I got Chucky right here. I got Mando right here. Who you would get first? Who beat you on and laugh every day? Simple. I will lie. I'll be about you. You know that working on literally, you can see that. It was this phone call with the F friends that changed his court case forever because Lil Durk know somebody in that room is now the reason he's going to prison for the rest of his life. But more on that later because right now there's 2 known secured snitches INF. The new indictment takes 2 defendants, Outfi Kayvon Grant, and another guy, one of the years. So Vonnie, they said was a guy who bought and arranged all the travel, and he was the orchestrator of this. Then they got this other guy, Keith Jones. He's one of both of those guys are off the indictment suggesting that they have cooperated taking pleas. But the new racketeering. Indictment bringing in stuff from 2019, 2020, 2021, that suggests that those cooperators' testimony was not going to be enough to Lil Durk. Vanny snitched on Lil Durk to be released early and to be removed from the case in general. According to the new court file updated today, it shows that he's no longer in the Bureau of Prisons custody, meaning he has been released from jail, likely on a house arrest, and he was put up in a secret location so that no F members can go hunting him down. However, Vonnie snitching on Lil Durk means he's not only kicked out of F, but he's actually now disowned by his own family. Vonnie's father reacted to his son snitching on Durk. "Oh no, he ain't responding no mag back to me cause this is on a tablet. He on the jail tapping when I sent that to him. He ain't responding. I was talking to him. I told you he can't take my advice." Was it you that said that with the whole narrative about Bonnie snitching with the text messages? Like that's yeah. I don't know who said that. That was a focus. Everybody was trying to make it seem like that's what the text message is about. Tell no. That's just saying we're going to cop out to and this, that. And with me saying Vaughn, you can tell just like you orchestrated this. And guess who you work for? There's a list of evidence that Vonnie gave up on LOL Durk. But the two most meaningful is a music video that was never released and how much Durk paid for the hit. Vonnie would share with the feds a selfie that LOL Durk took in 2022. He has $1 million in cash on his bathroom counter. This selfie is labeled a confirmation photo. To the innocent eye, this is just a generic flex photo you see many rappers take. But in reality, it was used to confirm to the hitman the money was ready. The official court file reads, prosecutors say LOL Durk placed a $1 million bounty on Quando Rondo in 2022. The discovery also shows that defendant Banks used his trusted lieutenants, defendant Wilson and co-conspirator 5, to recruit hitmen to fly to Southern California August 18, 2022 to get Quando Rondo. But Vonnie also shared a never-before-seen music video that Lil Durk recorded. No Jumper wrote, the feds show Lil Durk targeting a Quando Rondo lookalike in a music video and reveal a text saying Durk can't let King Von's passing slide in a new indictment. The government filed a third superseding indictment against LOL Durk, adding charges of M and 8 of racketeering. And prosecutors also included alleged evidence from an unreleased Redman music video showing Durk targeting a Quando Rondo lookalike, where the only people that would know this existed was a cameraman recording the video and those that were in the background of the music video shoot, which Vanny was there. This left creators reacting. Remo, this is my last no jumper. Durk told me I was supposed to come back up here with that last. Now look what happened to him. That man got kids. You talking about look what happened to him. Definitely not happy about him. I wouldn't be happy if you go to jail, Adam, because I know you got daughter. Break down. There's multiple people who are no longer there for their kids as a result of that they're allegedly called in until they put that on black and white. Sir, stop throwing stuff on the black man who's trying to do something right for community right now. Have already put out a lot of information about this. You don't have to put it out. This is a major platform. You're not the boss of me. We talk about rap on here. I think it is well within our jurisdiction to talk about the fact what type of police been alleged to have ordered this. Free smirk though. Free smirk. But also police platform. There's some police down for a little and decide, hey, maybe I'm not anybody else. Even resulting in a fan reaction, reading, great. Now I need to find a new favorite rapper. Durk ain't never getting out. But this resulted in the worst thing happening to Lil Durk inside of court. But the prosecutors announcing they have 2 F snitches. They had all the leverage inside of court. So they would submit a motion to be allowed to share King Von's passing footage with the jury at trial, and the judge accepted it. Testimony and video surveillance surrounding the death of King Von, and the motion to exclude this evidence was denied, meaning the judge is going to allow witnesses to testify about and allow the video of King Von be played at the trial. And this is important because prosecutors wanted to use this evidence to argue that King Von is the reason or motive as to why Durk offered this bounty on Quando Rondo. And so with this ruling, the jury will get to see and hear about all of that. They argue the passing of King Von reveals all the truth of the crimes that were committed afterwards. So the judge allowed it to be shown. When you connect the unreleased Redman music video, it really does end up showing LOL Durk's motive to commit this crime. They're allowing King Von's passing footage to be shared with a jury for two reasons, with the second one being unbelievable. However, the first reason is because it ties to lyrics and Durk's music. The lyrics quote, "They be on my page at Slide for Von. I know they're trolling me. Got it back in. Y'all don't know that's how it's supposed to be." Where it connects to a Lil Durk interview with DJ Academics, where they talk about the Slide for Von comments by the Slide for Von comments. I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mention a song. They be saying Slide for Von. I think they trolling me. Yo, by the way, is fire. I ain't gonna lie, for some reason. I just don't see them comments no more. For some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water. Where LOL Durk seems fully aware of the Slide for Von comments. He then makes a statement saying he doesn't see those comments anymore, referring to the Quando Rondo hit being asked to the reason why, and everyone's now afraid to mention Von. However, Durk then backed it up with more lyrics in the song, making it so much worse. He rapped, "Don't respond to things with Von." I'm like, F it, you're tripping. Go get their dropping locations. I'm getting it done. Where the prosecutors are saying Durk laid out his entire motive, literally not responding to Von comments, grabbing his firearms, getting the job done, and sliding, which is exactly what the F crew did. Now, the search is on for 3 people who police say had a Savannah rapper, a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. There's a popular saying on the internet where they say lyrics cannot be used against you in court because it's known as art. It typically can't be used, but when a judge allows it, that's when you know it's an actual problem. Now, the second reason they want to use Van's passing footage is because a lot of the ops were celebrated online. The prosecutors claim this fueled LOL Durk to go out and get revenge. How did you feel? So I was kind of happy. You were happy. Can I say I was kind of happy? No. Seriously, I was though. It was F up. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, he did. But I was happy as when I found out I cooked for the whole day. Wow. People, when you looked at King Von getting, how did you feel considering the animosity? Like, my real, first of thought. I was happy. You're happy? I was happy. It would be revealed in court that Lil Durk really didn't like it when people would do interviews and speak on King Von. Which is funny because right when Lil Durk got arrested, Quando Rondo and Lil Tim knew Durk didn't like people talking about Von. So right when Durk got arrested, they would both do interviews on the same day speaking about King Von. I was just protecting my little brother. When you did finally find out that it was King Von, how'd you feel? I was like, damn, if Brian did that stupid last night, he still would have been alive. That's how I was. But I was like, I ain't no the type person I am. I'm a humble person. I ain't no disrespect to his mama saying that, cause I could easily get on that type of stuff and be clout chasing type. I ain't on that type. I'm a humble person. But it's at the end of the day, if they ain't never popped that off, that would have never happened like that. That was Lil Tim, the man who actually did the crime against King Von, saying he wishes it happened in a different way. Some believe that he was mocking Lil Durk to get his attention. However, Quando Rondo would say kind of the same thing. First person you're gonna go to screaming is God, why, and all this and all that. I ain't got you see I'm sat my piece right now. I ain't got no beef with nobody. They said that you were the intended target in that situation, man. Bro, man. Cause I'm about to keep it real with you, man. That all you heard was cap. Nobody know what really going on, bro. But that really got nothing to do with me, bro. However, this is the real reason why Lil Durk will go to prison for the rest of his life. In court, it will be announced of another M for higher charge. This being none other to get back for Durk's brother, Thang. It reads, and I quote, LOL Durk has been indicted with another M for higher charge for the passing of Svan Mac. It is believed that Mac was targeted as revenge for the passing of Durk's brother. Dang. With the court file reading, the government has informed defense counsel. It is considering filing supplemental charges by June 3rd. The new charges would add 2 alleged incidents as direct evidence, being the passing of Stan Mack. It would then be revealed how much Durk paid for the hit, reading, quote, "Federal prosecutors reveal in the M for hire cases to Fawn Mack." Mike City AJ unknowingly told an undercover agent that Durk placed a $70,000 bounty on Mack, then wanted to get raised to $90,000. AJ met up with Durk during a podcast held on February 17th, 2022. Mike City AJ unknowingly snitched on Lil Durk. He's the man that was hired to do the crime against Fawn Mack. While he was inside a jail, he was telling what he did to his cellmate, who he thought was his friend. It reads, and I quote, "Jackademics reveals that one of Durk's alleged members confessed to his cellmate, who is reportedly an undercover informant that Durk paid him to retaliate for Thang. He gets locked up in a cell, and they give him a cellmate. He tells his cellmate how he murdered him, the homie he did the murder with, and who was supposed to pay him for the thank you. Come again. Perfect. Got him." So he confessed essentially. He's talking to his cellmate. Listen to how he's talking to his cellmate. Chat. "Yeah, I had the standard folk with 60 round and that on mic. I let 3 out when he first came out. Molly said, 'Yo, wait till he get to the car.' I said, 'Yo, tweaking boy.' By the time he get the car, that's enough time for him to get his pipe. Wow. So now the cellmate, who's a confidential source, is saying, 'Tell me more.' Due to this, inside of the courtroom, it would be submitted. The newly unsealed filing in the U.S. District Court in Chicago alleges Durk Banks was behind the January 27th passing of Stan Mack, who was targeted shortly after he exited the Youth East Center of Roslyn on West 111th Street. At the time of his passing, according to the FBI, Mack was the leader of the Smashville faction of the Gangsta Disciples. This ended up getting the attention of Charleston White, who would react. So ain't nobody laughing at Durk. Now it ain't funny. Now your favorite rapper go to jail and look like he got a no bun like me. That boy got a federal no bun. You know you had put that hit out on that boy. So you've been trying to avoid karma. They say karma is real. I say it ain't real. I say you reap what you sow. They say that's karma. However, this is where it gets unbelievable, because you won't even believe what old Durk did only 30 minutes after passing of Stan Mack. Knowing somebody snitched him out, the feds, they would go back to his IG account to see what Durk did on this day. 30 minutes after Stan Mack passed, Durk wrote on his IG story for Dang. Then 1 hour after he had this video on his IG account Slap Conlon. Yeah, shout out man. You gotta know your Jew. Like with all of these new charges going against him and the self-snitching by Lil Durk himself, a lot of rappers have left his side. Even Durk's team wrote on his IG story for him, "Crazy how you gotta wait until it's dark out to see who's really with you." As DJ Academics explained how everyone left his side. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the went on tour with, did songs with, called you they brother, they twin. I wouldn't be surprised if these rap try to India. These are down low and dirty. And I think this is what I think Durk right now is thinking, that man, I thought I was just with a whole bunch of real no. You weren't. No, you weren't. And I feel bad for him, Durk. When King Slam got locked up, there was a whole parade. Free him. Free him. Free him. Oh, nah. Everybody would post details of the case. How? How is this humane? How could they do this? Yo, free no. Well, not smart. No, free slime. Durk got locked.